Hello everybody, welcome back once again. We're playing Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, and we're just about to head on into Orban Monastery. Let's get to it. Alright, let's see here.
Very well.
To arms then.
Of course.
All right.
At the ready.
Keep watch here. I will press on with Lord Fulmarv.
As you command. They have slain all the guards. What secrets lie among these tomes that demand such carnage? But the speculation must keep. First, we deal with the enemy.
Now then.
Wrecking all of these chumps. Just out of range. Jeez.
I will tend to matters here. Very good. Leonda Keorias de Sonda. Zorda las laumos mefeolio sonda. Alexandora, reeve of time. By oath unto you am I bound. Transcending eternity, cross you now the vastness of time's gulf. Throw wide her gates, that we may pass!
An ancient incantation. What awaits below? Quickly, we must give chase.
Ready and willing.
As you wish. To battle.
My strength is yours.
At the ready.
We have waited for you, Ramza. How very far you've come. But no farther. The stones of the monastery make an ironic cairn for a heretic such as you. And I, Lothry Wodring, will see you dead and buried.
Lothry, was it? Are you not aware of the true nature of the man you serve?
Whatever do you mean? If you speak of our execution of the clergy at Malond, that was but a part of our grand design. After all, the salvation they offered their flock was false. They sought only to seize Ivalice for themselves by placing a puppet on the throne. We are unlike them. By the power of the Zodiac Stones, we will bring the people true salvation.
So even his most loyal are kept in the dark. You are but an unwitting servant to the Lucavi.
The demons of legend. I've not the patience for your japes, boy. Lord Folmarv is the one true savior. The second coming of Saint Ajora, who shall lead all men with boundless benevolence. A noble's whelp such as you could never understand the burdens of the common man, much less ease them.
Alright, let's take a look at Lothry this time. He's got to save the queen. I guess he could steal that if he wanted. Unyielding Blade, so he's got two of Meliadul's skills. Still hasn't found the time to grind the JP for that last ability though, sadly.
Are you truly so blind, Lothry, to the secret kept by my father? Nay, the man who once was he. Though if he did not deign to confide even in his own children, mayhap I should not be surprised.
Is that the reason for your betrayal, Meliadul? You've completely taken leave of your senses. Instead of trusting your own, you lap up the lies of the heretic who slaughtered Isilud. But the trail of carnage doesn't end there. One after the next, he has murdered those most loyal to our cause. Cardinal Delacroix, Marquis Elmdor, even his own brothers, Dystarg and Zalbarg. All in order to prevent the Zodiac Brave's return. To seize the holy stones for himself.
Surely you are aware of the unnatural power Lord Folmarv possesses.
Of course I am. But that is a miracle bestowed by the Orosite. Proof that we have been chosen as the Zodiac Braves.
The moment you acquire the Orosite's power, you are turned into someone, nay, something else.
And you imagine that's something to be a Lucavi? Spare me. What has become of you, Meliadul, that you should brand your own sire a demon?
Hear me, Lothry. I was there when the Orosite made a Lucavi of Wegrath. As he lay dying, a voice called out to him from deep in the earth. That of a demon. Of darkness itself. And it consumed Wheatgraff the instant he accepted its offer of power.
Darkness? What nonsense is this?
Marquis Elmdor's words. He said that our desires call the darkness. That he himself was its minion.
Your appearance and memories may remain as they were, but the darkness takes root within your very soul. Mayhap it rules you even without your knowledge. A demonic voice whose bidding you cannot ignore.
Enough! You are fools if you think I would give such rubbish any credence. The only demonic voice I hear is yours. I will not be deceived as Meliadul has been, nor will I let you take another step further.
I will not falter.
Alright, well apparently Lothray is just completely ignorant of what's actually going on. That seems almost hard to believe, honestly. Okay, just get rid of that weapon, so we can't break any of our stuff.
Such strength. So it ends here. But I am not finished yet. For you, Ramza, I shall cast open the very gates of hell. Val Leonda, Keorias desonda, Zorda, las laumos, Nefeolio sonda, Alexandora, Reeve of time. By oath unto you am I bound, transcending eternity. Cross you now the vastness of time's gulf. Throw wide her gates, that we may pass.
Okay, so before the fight, Lothray says the incantation, and then we fight him, and then he just says the same incantation again? Okay. So I guess it just didn't work the first time.
What is this place?
The Necrohol of Malond. Never again will you see the skies of Ivalice without the glyph at the gate. There can be no return. Fulfilled my duty. And yet... Volmar, my lord, are you still the man I pledged to follow? To harbor such doubts at the last. How pathetic. Hurry on, Ramza. How it ends depends on you.
So this is the Necrohol. Half of Malon supposedly sank into the sea when a great catastrophe struck in ages past. Though that appears not to be the case. But now is not the time to ponder such. I must find Folmarv. Alma, please be safe.
To battle.
To arms, then.
Understood. Very well.
Into the fray, then.
Forward!
You! But how? You must have forced Sir Lothry to bring you here. Very well then. Here is where I shall make my stand. Even should it cost me my life, I will stop you. I will have vengeance.
Why are you come here? What salvation could you possibly offer the people that might be had in these forsaken ruins?
A spoiled lordling could ill understand what we seek to do. Or do you claim to have learned something of suffering? If so, you might see the world for the cruel place it is. Though the Church preaches equality, it cannot and will not affect change. The highborn few hoard wealth and power, passing it on to their offspring as it was passed on to them. This leaves the lowborn masses with no means to lift themselves up. We would shatter the chain of inequality and create a world where all men have their fair share. But for that, we require power. Power beyond compare.
The Auracite. You would bestow them upon those who seek power. Yet what can you hope to achieve when most of the stones are in my possession?
You truly know nothing. Allow me to enlighten you. Once we have resurrected Saint Ajora, we shall have limitless stones at our disposal. By the grace of the High Seraph, the Savior was made able to create Auracite. And at long last, he shall be reborn to walk among us, the child of God from the heavens returned.
Limitless stones, that sounds like a problem. Alright, let's take a look at Clitian. So he's got a Zeus mace. So if you want to snag that, definitely do so. I am not going to bother. Some samurai here. You know what? Let's just insult him here by destroying his weapon.
No.
Lothry, forgive me. Would that I had told you.
That way, 'twould seem.
As you command.
Ever ready. To battle.
My strength is yours.
At the ready.
Oh, Ramza! Truly it is a joy that we should chance to meet again. I once suffered defeat at your hands, but it will not happen twice. Your head I shall take for Lord Folmarv.
So you live still? Was your fear of death such that you would sooner bend your knee to the Lucavi? I pity you.
You pity me? You are a naive child who speaks of things he does not understand. It betrays your high-born nature that you should think it pitiful for one to fight to cling to life. For the lowborn, each day is a struggle to survive. Ever does death cast its dark shadow over us. When the nobleman falls ill, the physician nurses him back to health. Even when his lands suffer a poor harvest, food yet graces his table. Meanwhile, the common man dies of a chill. And even when times are not lean, he is not assured a meal on the morrow. Pity me if that is your wont. It matters not. For now, I am made truly human.
How does selling your soul to demons make you human? You've lost sight of whatever ambition you once held.
I stand above all other men now. I have transcended death itself. No longer must I bow my head in coy attempts to curry favor with you high-born nobles. I've bought my freedom. I am human at last, no longer something less.
You think freedom a thing bought and sold? What value? A freedom you have not earned. What meaning, when your soul is the price? A man who's lost his pride can never be free. When you cast yours aside, you surrendered your freedom. Freedom and equality are lost upon you. You do not understand, much less desire them. No, what you desire is power. Whatever your claims, you are just a fallen man who wishes to rise up at the expense of others.
Okay, let's take a look at Barrick. He's got a blaster. And he's got all of his abilities learned. No more blaster for you, sir.
So, you have returned from the dead as a minion of darkness. But your time amongst the living will not last.
Brazen words from a faithless traitor. I had not thought you one to so readily abandon our ideals, Meliador.
Abandon our ideals? Do not make me laugh. We had long believed ourselves above the law ere I came to my senses. That man you follow speaks grandly of salvation, when what he truly desires is chaos, nothing more. He strings his adulators along with utopian rhetoric, then disposes of them with nary a flinch when they are no longer useful.
That man? Is that how you call your own father? Surely you are too old to play the fractious child. Like your brother, you used to be as an eager puppy wagging its tail. What became of that obedient little girl?
I've not abandoned my ideals, Barrack. I still dream of a world where all men are equal. But first, you and your brethren must be dealt with. Then shall I strive for the dream anew.
What can you, who are loath to dirty your hands, hope to accomplish? To realise aught, you must be willing to play the villain, as I do. Mayhap you think all and sundry would flock to your ideals. The truth is, most would be content if their lives improved at all. Full well do I understand such pitiable souls, for I am one myself. Thus have I cast my lot with your father, for he shall bring about change. The means be damned.
Fulmov only uses you. How can you not realize this? He does not even trust you with a stone. Content though you may be as a minion of the Lucavi, you only affirm your own place as their expendable tool.
Oh, such sweet condescension, befitting the highborn whelp you are. Full many are those who cannot even aspire to become tools, and are left to languish in the gutter all their days. Your insult shows your ignorance of their plight. This natural-born ease with which you look down upon others, convinced of your righteousness. It sickens me to the pit of my stomach. So what if I'm expendable? All soldiers are, and the gods know how many you Baals have expended. Whatever judgment you pass upon me, you pass upon those who have given life and limb for your house.
You would claim to be a voice for those soldiers. Do not presume they are like you, in self-contentment or aught else. You desire only comfort through belonging. You delude yourself if you think you represent the masses. One such as you, who has no vision for aught beyond himself, cannot realize such ideals, nor are you fit to speak of them. I will not falter.
Okay.
Now then.
How can I die? I thought I had transcended. Yet there is only darkness.
The stones resonate. I am tired, Delita. So very tired. But I must forge on. It falls to me to stop Fulmov. I chose this path. I will walk it to the end.
Right.
Ready and willing.
Set up here.
Very well. Understood.
All right.
To battle!
I do not understand. Why does Virgo not awaken? This is his resting place. His spirit lingers here. I can sense it. What could be amiss? Mayhap she is not a suitable vessel after all. No, no, it cannot be that. Virgo stirred at her presence. She must be the one. Oh, it is still not enough. That could be the only reason. So you have come, Ramza.
It is over, Fulmov. Your comrades are no more. Now end this. Release my sister.
Comrades, you say? They were but pawns to be sacrificed. The Angel of Blood to whom Saint Ajora is joined, she must slake her thirst ere she rise again. The land has drunk deep of blood in the Chiliads since Saint Ajora's death. Yet still she covets more. So be it. Once more to world of light, there to steep the earth in blood's sweet rain. But you, Ramza, you will not live to see the storm.
The stones lend you their strength, I see this now. A truly vexing foe this child is made. And thus Ajora with High Seraph joined, that thirst for power alone the stones might slake. O Saint Ajora, O Angel of Blood, this sacrifice I proffer that you wake. Ramza, unto me your lifeblood you shall render.
All right, let's take him down.
Alma, I'm coming, but you must wake. Cast off this sleep.
Awaken to your whimpering she will not.
What have you done to her?
Her flesh a gift, Ajora's newfound form. Through her the Angel of Blood descends once more, the perfect vessel finally obtained. Should slain she be, to naught our plans would come. Yet strength have you to carry out this deed. Beyond your gentle heart it is, I fear.
Slay my sister. I need not resort to such measures. You are without comrades to protect you, Fulmov. I will strike you down and end your madness.
So that is your true form. The form with which you murdered Isolde.
My daughter Meliadul, no white to you a stone I didn't trust. 'Twas for the rage that in your heart does burn, the hatred for this world unjust you bear. What form, when you awaken, will you take?
Unlike you, I lust not for power. I will not be consumed by it.
How confident you are, yet when for you the bell does toll, on yourself you will find. Avenging Isolde is your desire. For killing him, in turn you wish me dead. For you, my dear, I had other plans, but satisfy myself with this I shall. I strike you down and see for what you cry.
You shall see nothing, for this wreck will be your resting place. For eternity, you shall rue selling your soul for power. For Isolde, I will lay you low! My path is clear.
We have you now, Fulmarv. Prepare yourself.
The girl's most loyal sword here too, I see. For her, your strength to Ramza now is joined.
Girl, you speak of Her Majesty Queen Ovelia. You shall answer for that insolence and more.
Of course. That she is an impostor, you know not. The Princess True, as babe in arms, did die. Replace her in the crib your mistress did. A plot devised to undermine the Queen. The Council's trump card she had been, until, with Orinus's birth, she lost her worth.
Is that why she was confined to the monastery? No. You lie. I'll not believe you.
Though hard it was, the girl herself believed. And still, she freely chose to claim the throne. When all is said, your feelings matter not. But overjoyed how rightly ought to be. For now a nameless girl is crowned a queen.
Your words will do naught to shake my loyalty. In Her Majesty's name, I defy you.
By one so feeble felled I cannot be. Yet even should you chance to strike me down, return I shall in perpetuity. This world in unremitting chaos lies. Unprompted does it churn and roil and seethe. For power souls of rancor ever cry, and thus are we to aid them summoned back, to free their souls, the purpose of the stones.
Cletien did say that Saint Ajora could create limitless auracite. And there are bound to be many like Barrick, who desire power only for self-gain.
A righteous life is yours, but few could live. For man is wont to envy and begrudge. What joy that others find, he fain destroys.
I've lived a far from righteous life. These hands are hardly clean. But I endeavor to walk a righteous path, as do many others. We are not all like you.
Bow to my will.
I move.
Should succumb to this mere child.
Where am I?
Alma, are you all right?
Ramza? Is it truly you?
Taste now of defeat. Angel of blood, that you should rise. My life I gladly give.
I am come once more.
Alma, no.
Alright, I'm going to equip some ribbons because I don't remember if Ajora has any sort of status inflicting capabilities. And since I got stopped by Hashmal last turn, that is why I'm going to do it.
to battle. Ever ready.
Into the fray, then.
No turning back.
What is this? Do not resist me. Ramza, please, help me!
Alma!
Ramza, help! No, you cannot. You must not. No!
Alma? Are you unharmed?
I'm fine. But you must strike down Ajora. Quickly.
To thwart my coming, you would dare essay. Nay, it shall not be. I suffer spite from neither lord nor serf. Your unmaking, you have sealed. I am Ultima, divinity descended. Prostrate yourselves before me now.
So that is Saint Ajora's true fate? Made a Lucavi like all the others who craved power. You will not leave this place! I will defeat you! I swear it!
Okay, so, fun fact, Alma can learn Ultima. I don't think I'm going to do that, though. Yeah, here it is. See, they gave her Chant. That's cute. She's got a ribbon, healing staff, faith surge.
I shall prove my worth.
concentrate.
Impossible. This end to meet. I see it now. Too late. He knew. His blood, my vanquisher in times long past. But not so soon. Shall I accept defeat? In that accursed blood, the price of your defiance you shall pay.
Come on.
My path is clear.
Oh, I see. So when I started casting Zodiark, it was on the other, I guess, version. And yeah, apparently it doesn't, like, carry over to the same target. Well, that's good to know, I guess.
O stones divine! I beseech you!
What now, Ramza? Given all that has come to pass, I fear we cannot return to our old lives.
No. Should we remain, we would only be hunted as heretics. So instead, let us take to the road.
You and I?
We've eliminated the source of the chaos. Our work is done. From now on, we shall live free, as birds on the wing.
Blessings of the Great Father descend and guide your body's return to the earth. May the grace of Saint Tajora lead Alma's soul to the eternal shores of paradise. There she shall find peace. Faram.
Faram.
She was so young.
For the entire family to be taken, the gods are cruel.
And the youngest son, Ramza, branded a heretic and denied even a burial. Such tragedy.
For 3 centuries, House Beowulf stood, but no more. A stark reminder that nothing lasts forever.
Ramza, forgive me. I am late in paying my respects. I would have come sooner were not so many eyes upon me. Avelia has wed Delita, and she has relinquished the throne to him, making him king. A common-born youth restores peace to the realm, and now together with his queen he forges a new kingdom. A tale of heroism not like to be soon forgotten. Mayhap Delita is the man you believed him to be. A good man, at heart. When Valmafra revealed herself for an assassin, he made it appear as though he'd killed her. Then let her run. I think he must have caught a glimpse of himself in her. A tool manipulated by Lord Folmarv.
It's time we rejoined our squad. I'll go on ahead.
My father. Did he die bravely? I'll visit again. Be at peace. Are you truly dead? I still cannot believe you're gone. After everything. Oh, Ramza! Alma, wait! They're alive. They're both of them alive. Did you see them? Thank you, Ramza. May we meet again, somewhere out there.
There is naught to bind us now. Not the Beowulf name or the legacy. We may leave all that behind, to walk a path of our choosing.
A path of our choosing. But will we be able to find our place?
I do not doubt it. For aside from each other, we have time. To forge new friendships, to start families of our own. And one day, when we have children, we will share with them our tale. The first chapter in a new legacy.
That was to be the last time Ramza and his sister were seen. Oren Durai was left to ponder their mark on history. I know not what brings men joy, of what drives them to great deeds, of what legacies they hope to leave, I know less yet. But I know this, the true hero of this tale was the man forgotten. Alright, well that's cute. He's added another little scene here at the end. This is way too One would spend the next half-decade assembling an account of all to which he had become borne witness. His work complete, Orin presented his account to the Durai papers before the Clemensian Council, then convened for the selection of a new High Confessor. However, the Church, fearing above all else the revelation of the truth, seized Orin as a heretic and burned him at the stake. It's such a sour way to end this. The pen that inked them forever skilled, the papers then lay hidden for long centuries, forgotten even by the Church that had concealed them. But I have found the truth, and so lay it bare for all to see, that his deeds might guide generations yet to come, that his name might receive the honor it is due. Azalem Genomus Durai, author of the Zodiac Grave Story. It always reminds me of Orin's fate here, reminds me of the movie Brotherhood of the Wolf. All right, so I'm gonna assume that they'll do the final scene with Delita after the credits roll, but so just kind of my overview of the game here in this version, or my final thoughts on it. I'll be honest, I have been a bit disappointed. I don't know how much I really even like the added dialogue and stuff of this this version. I don't know. I'm not sold. I think it may just actually be, and maybe one of these days I'll have to play through the other two versions again, or I should say at least like the War of the Lions. And so like for instance, one of the things that kind of soured me is actually the Maluda dialogue. Early in the game, of course. But I have to be fair to this version of the game. I don't know if all of that was new. But my sense from what I guess the way that they portray her in this version is that she's just like almost as bad as Argath, right? Like in her hatred of people. Well, in this case, of Ramza, right? Someone who is trying to genuinely help her, but obviously refusing it because of essentially who he is. So I honestly that really soured me on that bit of dialogue. But again, to be fair though, to this game, I actually don't remember if many of those lines were shared between the two versions, right? So, but that was just never the sense that I got from Maluda, when I played War of the Lions or the original PlayStation version. So again, I'm trying to be fair to this version, but also, I don't really like the changes that they made to guest characters. Of course, you can't change their jobs, you can't change their skill sets at all. I would say that the guest characters in this version are even worse than they were in the other two versions of the game. Like, they're almost entirely worthless, right? The very first, like, maybe one or two battles, like Delita can help you out a little bit, and then, and certainly on, like, Mandalia Plain, they'll help you out just a little bit. But beyond that, I think that they're basically worthless. Even like Orin, when you do the battle with him, right, where he's the guest, like oftentimes he just won't use Celestial Stasis, which is just insanely stupid. Like the AI is so bad because, of course, why would you use? I think he's got like a book at that point. Why would you do like a piddly little bit of damage to one enemy when you can cast, stop, disable? And I want to say it's like immobilize with Celestial Stasis. But, that's just really shitty AI, programming. So, yeah, a bit of a disappointment there. I do, though, like how to be fair, though, also, there are a lot of good stuff with this version of the game. On one hand, I sort of like the changes with removing the gender restrictions on the equipment. And then the change to the Zodiac compatibilities, at least somewhat. I think it's still a little bit weird. Like, I feel like they could have just left things as they were, but certainly the removing the gender restrictions really opens up a lot of equipment options, which of course I think, like generally the perfume. Wow, that was got hung up there. Anyways, I think that the perfume, are basically just the best accessories in the game, specifically Chantage. It's just so broken. But so on the flip side of that, though, the game feels even easier to break than, and again, keep in mind I played on Tactician here the whole time. It feels even easier to break than the older versions, right? So aside from the fact that War of the Lions has the Dark Knight, which is just insane, that class is insanely overpowered, but of course does take a lot of work to get it. But again, like, Chantage, for instance, I mean, just the fact that you basically can't lose unless all of your characters are dead all at the same time, which is just, if you're playing, in a smart way, that will never happen. Add that to the fact that you can get, vanish on, or vanish from the ninja, and it does make it so that you can't lose the game. I go kind of back and forth there on whether or not they should have, removed the gender restrictions, but whatever. Also, the changes to magic, that was huge and definitely needed. I never used magic when I used to play because it was so crap. The long charge times, it's too difficult to use it. But anyways, here is the final scene with Delita and Ovelia.
I thought I might find you here. Everyone has been looking for you. Today is your birthday, is it not? I brought you flowers, a token of my eternal love. Ovelia.
How could you? You used them and all the others. And someday you'll cast me aside, just as you did Ramza.
Did you get what you wanted in all of this, Ramza? I got this.
All right, that is it. Do like the final scene there. Obviously, I think, I mean, it's hard to say whether or not Delita really cared that much about Ovelia. I mean, I think in some ways he did, but of course, her, kind of, I mean, I would say almost kind of like not liking the way that he did, right? Of course, her viewing Delita as having used all of, basically all of the people near him to get to, essentially, being king, and then being in some way sort of here betrayed by Ovelia, and then obviously killing her. And so he says, what did this is what I get, or this is what I got, right? Which feels pretty bad, right? I think at least in some ways he definitely did care about her. I think he saw a lot of, or kind of in taking care of her and protecting her was a way of kind of dealing with the loss of his sister. But unfortunately there she turns on him at the end because he honestly does do a lot of horrible shit to get to where he's at. So at the end of the day, he ends up kind of being alone, right? Like he has, the church is defeated. You know, the Goltana and Largar are now gone, but he's essentially alone because he's used, you know, kind of everybody. Anyways, here it says save data after completion. You can save your progress after reaching the end of the story. When you next load this data, you'll be resumed from the point immediately prior to the final series of battles. Okay, so I assume that means that you can steal then from the, you know, kind of like the bosses on the way and potentially get, you know, more of that equipment. I don't know how that would be all that useful though, because, you know, we've already beat the game, but... as a special bonus for reaching the end of the story, you can now listen to the game's soundtrack and relive your favorite moments. To do so, okay, music player, that's lame. Bonuses for in addition, new sections have been added to the Chronicle in the game's main menu. They're marked with a star icon, so be sure to take a look. Okay, I guess let's do that. We'll take a look here. Here we go. All right, so let's load here, and we'll take a look at these features. I'm assuming this isn't gonna matter. This is gonna be like whatever. All right, so here's the Chronicle. State of the Realm. Is this got anything new? Not really.
Many mysteries surround the Oversight. By all means,
materials.
The product of much.
Wait, we don't actually have the scriptures of Germanic anymore, do we? We can still read them again, though. That doesn't make sense. Oops, and I hit the wrong button there. Stop reading. Stop reading this. We're not interested. Been there, done that. Anyways, I don't.
What did these people think?
Yeah, I don't see anything here that I care about.
Let us begin the lesson.
Yeah, all right. Anyways, I'm going to end this one here. Again, I mean, I gotta say, you know, just a little bit disappointed, though. I do think that they added some new things. And I should say, though, my biggest disappointment, honestly, is the War of the Lions content being cut. I love Dark Knight, and I love the extra story with Beowulf and Rhys. You know, there's a couple of other battles too that were sort of interesting. Of course, there's all of the items from War of the Lions as well. And honestly, they're, you know, I at least on some level understand why that stuff wasn't added. Right? The what was it? I forget. It was the thing where you'd go into the tavern and you'd do like some sort of, it was rendezvous, they called it. And that was like a way for two other players to kind of connect. And yeah, I get, you know, programming some version of that into the game. Yeah, probably would have been a pain, but also my take on this is, honestly, this remake was extremely effing lazy. Again, for one thing, just the War of the Lion content, even like the other stuff, right? The non-rendezvous stuff, that stuff being cut, that was just lazy. And I honestly do not give a shit about what Square, how they rationalize that away. I don't care. It's crap, and it was lazy. And so, you know, the added dialogue and stuff, okay, fine, but that's really effing easy to add to games, right? I mean, they didn't add, you know, brand new scenes, right? It's, you know, all of the scenes are basically just animated the same. And your characters just, you know, they just shoehorn in extra dialogue there. And, okay, fine, that's cool. But, again, extremely lazy, low effort. You know, the Tactician being more challenging, I don't know, not really. Allegedly, you do a little bit less damage. I guess, to be fair, I did notice a little bit of that at the very beginning of the game. Like, when I first took a swing with, like, a female Squire and only did like 8 damage, it was like, okay, yeah, that does feel a little bit reduced, but in terms of difficulty, no, this game isn't any more difficult. And then on top of that, the ability to save scum completely changes things, like poaching, for instance. Now, to be fair, that is a great change though. Being able to see exactly what you're getting when you poach is really nice. Because the process is just a pain in the ass. So, You know, to be fair, there are some convenience-related stuff that was really, really good. But again, I would just say generally very easy. I expect at some point there will be mods to this, and hopefully people mod it and make it even more difficult. But I would, to be fair though, also this game is very different. I would not consider Final Fantasy Tactics to be a game that probably is ever going to be all that difficult because of its design. I would say, like, if you're looking for a good tactical-based RPG that's actually difficult, it would be something like Triangle Strategy. I love that game. I actually think that in terms of gameplay, it blows Final Fantasy Tactics out of the water. Like, hands down, it's not even close. But because it was designed that way. You know, you are very limited in, there aren't, you know, a billion different jobs, right? And so you can't stack, you know, 4 dancers and Ramza into a party and basically obliterate the entire game, right? You just can't do that with, you know, a game like Triangle Strategy. So, that said, though, you know, I'm always going to love the story, at least on some level here for Final Fantasy Tactics, and you know, there's always that nostalgia factor, but unfortunately, I just think that you know, Square was really effing lazy with this, you know, whatever remake, if you want to call it that. And I really would have liked to see the War of the Lions content added, but they didn't. So, anyways, that is it. That is my opinions on the game. As always, I hope the guide was helpful, and thanks for watching.